Hi, welcome to Happier Ladies. We're sisters who discuss all things related to work, family, and personal growth.
We draw inspiration from everywhere, even from you, our listeners, to keep moving forward with joy and laughter in the big adventure that is life.
1 week at a time.
I'm Azizi Williams. I live and work in the LA area. I'm a mom of two, soon to be an empty nester, and I'm an education professional in the independent school world. I'm here with my sister, Malika Amandi.
That's me. I'm a SoCal native living in Western Massachusetts, a newish mom, and I work in higher ed.
In this episode, we discuss the state of our podcast and we dip into our Happiness Revisited projects.
But first, I want to read some listener mail. So a few episodes ago, we talked about professional looking backpacks versus roller backpacks. And Ruthie sent us a very passionate message. She says, a backpack is a bad choice for someone who suffers at times from sciatica. Anything that puts more weight on one side of one's body, either front to back or side to side, or that causes one to walk either in a bent over position or sway backed, runs the risk of bringing on or exacerbating sciatica. I live in the South, where it's often too hot for a person in professional dress to be hauling something on one's back. One would arrive at the destination with one's blouse or jacket soaked through. Consequently, spinner briefcases are often used here. Many of them also serve well as a second carry-on bag as they fit under airplane seats. Here's a rather elegant and reasonably priced spinner briefcase that's new to Amazon and getting high marks. And then she gives us 2 links, which I'll share in the show notes, and a Pinterest board also full of attractive rolling bags, just to give you a sense of what's out there. Ruthie continues, I was surprised at you all snickering at the mention of the spinner briefcase. To me, a backpack looks far less professional and put together, as you all commented yourselves, reminiscent of a student or a tourist, people who often go around sweaty, rumpled, and huffing and puffing, I'll note. With a spinner, one can glide along with nice posture and full air circulation, needing to lift the bag only at steps, if at all. For your back's sake, give the spinner briefcase idea another look. Your bossy but well-meaning listener, Ruthie. All right, well, I gotta say, I felt called out when I read this email. And when I looked at the briefcases that she linked, I was really impressed. Like, this has opened my eyes to a category that I wasn't really aware of. Rolly backpacks I know of, but the spinner briefcase is quite different. It is a lot more elegant, even chic, I would go to say. And we'll link to the Pinterest board that Ruthie shared because there's some really lovely bags there. And Norm recently had a come to Jesus moment with me about my backpack. I've been using the backpack that I've shared before. I love it. It's purple, it's cute, but I'm using it at work every day to walk from my car to my office. And sometimes I have 2 laptops in my bag and my lunch bag, and it gets pretty heavy. And as I've mentioned before, I have some lower back issues. So it's not great that I'm hauling it around. And Norm was kind of like, dude, what are you doing? Like, why? Why are you doing this? And so that made me think about Ruthie's message again and that I should get a spinner briefcase a try.
Wow. Ruthie, thank you so much for this PSA. I really needed to hear that a backpack is not great also for someone with sciatica. And while I don't carry 2 laptops around, that's excessive. I do carry 1 laptop. A backpack has been the way that I've rolled. The issue that I raised when I was talking about this as a small backpack, which I felt is a different look than a larger backpack, like the smallness, I think in our discussion, it turned out is the thing that made it feel kind of young. But I believe you. I believe that when one has a backpack on and it's really hot, it's not good for one. But I still can't picture myself rolling anything. Just, I can't. And I will say the one that you sent me, the red one, that was like leather and I don't know, I think it's like $500. It looks so luxurious. It looks beautiful. So I do not deny that they can be elevated in how they look. But if I were to use it, I would be the lady with the rolling bag. Like no one else does that. And I would stand out so much. And I just imagining the noise that it would make as I am rolling down the street. I don't know. And it's one thing to go from your car to your office. It's another thing to use it when you're at a conference in a conference hall, or that just feels like even more it would stand out. So I'm thinking about it. I'm trying to picture it. I'm having a hard time for myself.
Hmm.
But Malika, I love it for you. I love this for you. And your two laptops. I think this is all you. I think you should be the pioneer. You test it out. Tell me how it goes as you're going from workshop to workshop, rolling your bag, bringing it in the aisles with you. Tell me how it goes. I'm genuinely curious. I think I can be moved. I'm just not there yet.
All right. Well, let us know if you use a spinner briefcase, if you have a certain brand that you want to share with us that's changed your life, let us know. I'm open. I'm very open right now.
Particularly if you use it at conferences. I want to know that. Professional developments, if like in a big conference hall. Do you use a rolling bag? Let me know. Okay, let's take a break. And when we get back, we're going to have some pod talk.
Azizi, how's your dinner game these days?
Well, Malika, I used to struggle with what to cook for dinner.
You're cooking now?
Okay. Actually, my husband used to struggle with what to make for dinner. I mean, meal planning, grocery lists, yuck. But then we found Prep Dish. It's a weekly meal planning service that tells you exactly what to cook. And now they've partnered with Instacart, so your grocery list becomes a ready-to-go online cart.
Oh, what's in your cart, Azizi?
All of the Prep Dish ingredients, plus I can add energy drinks, chili crisp, lipstick, whatever, and check out in just a few clicks. Shopping online is so fun. The meals are family friendly, healthy, and super easy to prep. Dinner is easy to make, and now we look forward to new tasty meals.
Prep Dish is offering our listeners 2 weeks free. Just head to prepdish.com/happierladies to sign up. Again, that's prepdish.com/happierladies.
With a major selection of the looks your kiddos love starting at just $4 in the Walmart app, a new school year means a stylish new them. Who knew? Find skater skirts and Crocs that say, I'm casual but cool. Sparkly sneakers that say, it's my classroom, you're just learning in it. And preppy polos that say, I'm the teacher's pet, even if they're mommy's menace at home. Find their favorite styles starting at just $4 in the app. The Walmart you thought you knew is now new.
And we are back with Pod Talk, where we talk shop about the ins and outs of producing a podcast. So, the big update, which is not really an update anymore because it's happened in the past, is that we changed our intro.
Yay. Yeah, we're changing. Our format is evolving and we kind of sprung it on you. We switched places. So for those who are in the 50% of not being able to tell us apart, I'm sorry for maybe further confusing you, but we're evolving.
Yeah, so recently on Happier, they talked about reaching their 500th episode, which is incredible. And it was really nice to hear them revisit their manifesto because I think it goes without saying, but I think we should say it. Like, we owe so much of our podcast's structure to Gretchen and Liz's manifesto. We are standing on the shoulders of that podcast, which came before us, and it has clearly been a tremendous influence and a very great way for us to figure out how to do a podcast.
We have said that. We've been really clear about that. So that's not surprising to anyone listening how much we've been influenced and inspired and continue to be inspired by what Happier and Happier in Hollywood have done, and particularly Gretchen and Liz, or Elizabeth, as it turns out her name is. So grateful for them and for what they do.
And I think following their structure has helped us to find our own voice and to feel confident now, 1 year in, to play around with the format.
We're going to continue to review what happened in Happier and Happier in Hollywood. We're going to continue to be fans of that universe and to share and to reference and to highlight. But we're also excited to bring you other topics as well.
Thank you so much to all of the listeners who have sent us emails and messages with feedback and ideas for additional content. We really appreciate it, and we are excited to keep growing with you.
Yeah, and we'd love more feedback. So if you have thoughts about how our format has changed or things that you would like us to cover, topics you want to hear us discuss, let us know. We're back with our Happiness Project Revisited updates, where we check in on our HPR progress and tell you where we're at. So, this is Real Talk. It's a very busy time for both of us. It's a very busy season, and I think we've been talking about this. This is not a surprise to any of you who follow us. We're both in education, September, start of the new school year, and even in August into September, it's just been very busy. So, we're not exactly checking off all the boxes with this work, but that's okay. It's okay. We're going to explore the work. We're going to explore the months of work, which was for September. October is mindful investment. We're going to let you know what we've done. We're going to just sort of discuss what we could do. And maybe you're in the same boat as us. Maybe you can relate, but we still think there's value in just going over it, looking at it together, because it's so interesting, these themes and the questions that Gretchen poses for us. So here we go.
All right. So the theme of September was work. And one of the guiding questions in the reflection was, what step can you take, large or small, to be happier at work? So, Azizi, what are things that you did in September to increase your happiness at work?
I talked about how my focus for this work year, for the school year, is to be consistent and visible, to really think about my presence and how I can show up in different places in a very consistent way. And so that meant that I really needed to be mindful about my weekly and daily schedule. So I did. I spent a lot of time really thinking about my reoccurring meetings and the different things that I wanted to do on a daily and weekly basis and scheduling them mindfully. And now I feel really good about it. I feel like for the first year, I have a handle on my calendar and I have more control over things. It really took me clearing everything, starting from scratch, and then really building it, thinking about what do I want to make time for every day and how can I do that with my appointments. And so that's what I did.
That's wonderful.
Thank you.
That's a huge deal to just start over. I feel like so much of the calendar, you just get taken for a ride, and you're not planning where to go unless you do that kind of radical action.
Yeah. And then I would find that even though I had an intention of things I wanted to do, I could never get to them.
Mm,
And so that means, of course, that I have to say no to some things. It's on me. I have to change how things are happening or how I hold space for other things. So, for example, I want to most days be in the car line in the morning to help open the door for the students who are getting dropped off.
mm,
It's such a lovely moment to say hi to the parents, to say hi to the kids, to greet them as they're coming into school. It's like a positive, upbeat moment. And I realize that sets my day up
mm,
to be more positive and joyful. And so, in order for that to happen, I need to make time in my schedule so that I can show up in that way and
mm.
not have other kinds of appointments take that place. So, it took some grappling and it's taken a few years for me to really understand just the flow of things and what I could prioritize, what I could shift. But now I feel like I've done that. So, of course, things always happen and, unexpected things take over. And the admission season is coming up. That's its own thing, but I'm off to a good start. What about you, Malika?
So, I've been thinking a lot about my office environment, which I've talked about, wanting to bring in more elements that kind of reflect who I am. And it's slow going, but I had a good kind of affirmation point the other day. A student I was meeting with before they left kind of noticed that I had some crystals out, which I have a couple little piles of crystals in nice bowls, like one by my computer monitor, one's on the bookshelf. And she was just like, "Oh my gosh, is that rose quartz? I love rose quartz." And it just made me feel
Ah,
really good. that she noticed and that it was the thing to talk about.
It's
And
a conversation starter.
yes, so people may or may not notice them or articulate it if they notice it, but that was a really nice moment because that's something I like to have around crystals. They're
Yeah.
pretty. I
Yeah.
like collecting them. And I don't know, like, do people think this is clutter? I don't know, but it was nice to spark a little moment of joy for that student.
Oh.
So another thing that I've been thinking about in September, it's interesting. This coincides with my annual review.
Mm.
So where I have to actually set official goals and think about my work. And I realized something that I think would make me happier at work is kind of plugging into more of the bigger offerings that the university has. So
Mm.
starting to build relationships outside of my department and going to activities and things. So I think joining the gym is kind of a part of that, though that's more for my own health and stuff. But I have signed up for an affinity group that's like outside of my department that I'm going to go to
Mm.
next week to meet other like advisors who are people of color. So
Mm.
it's funny because it feels like I signed up for it. And then when it popped up on my calendar again, like, oh, it's next week,
Mhm. It's
I kind of
real.
felt like I was really about to cancel. Like, oh, I
Oh,
don't want to
no.
go in that day. And like, it's what day when I typically work remote. And then I was like, you know what, Malika? No, there's a reason you registered. This is a goal you have. Yes, it might feel awkward, but just go. Just do it. Do it.
Do
I
it.
believe that I can win.
You can do it. Everything you said reminds me of like 3 or 4 things. So, first of all, just last week or, a few episodes ago, Gretchen was talking about don't make the decision twice. You already made the
Right.
decision to go. And so now go, commit to it because you
Yes.
already made the decision to go. And then Liz and Sarah talked about networking groups and professional groups and
Yes.
how it is always beneficial, even if you don't want to go, making the effort, showing up, you're gonna feel good that you did it
Yeah.
after. So, I'm excited that you signed up for that. You're expanding your community and you're gonna meet more people, and that's exciting. So, you're joining a group and taking advantage of what the university offers is making me think about how my job will pay for a YMCA membership.
Oh,
And I have not taken advantage of this. And I really should. I should at least look into it and do
yeah.
some research to look at the schedules that are near me. But it's something that's on the table. It's not the same as the community. It's not going to expand my community in the way that you talked about, but it is like your gym experience,
Yeah.
and something that is a barrier has been removed in the cost. And maybe there's some things that I could take advantage of. So it's just a reminder to take advantage of what your job offers you or, what's near your work. So, yeah, kudos to
Yes.
you.
Thank you. Azizi, what is the focus for October?
October's focus is mindful investment. And on the Happiness Project Revisited platform, there are questions to go along with the 2 tracks. And the 2 tracks are invest in your future self or invest in tools that make life better. So here's a question from the future self focus. Malik, I'm going to ask you.
Okay.
If by the end of the year you'd accomplished one thing, what's the one accomplishment that would make the biggest difference to your happiness?
Okay. So there are a lot of ways, directions I could go here, but honestly, the question is asking just one thing. I think the one thing
Mm-hmm.
would be to do some kind of acting workshop moment.
Right.
It's been my 24 for 24. I've talked about it at several junctures. When I took the Habits for Happiness quiz, it was kind of the thing that came up was
Mm.
reestablishing a connection to a creative practice. Like this has been coming up again and again and again. So I do feel like if I can just do it, then I will feel so happy.
Mhm.
Not just from that like joy of acting itself, but just from like accomplishing the goal that I set.
Yes.
Because I've been talking about this for like 3 years now, which we just passed our 3-year anniversary of living here. So
Wow.
it feels, for whatever reason, psychically, logistically, it's been very hard to accomplish, but I really do want to follow through. And I found another workshop. It's about an hour away. It happens on a weekend when Norm is here, so I could do this over that weekend.
Hmm.
I think it will be a big push to like learn new material and whatever, but I need to do it. I need to do it.
And I bet it's like riding a bike. Like you'll just fall into it. You'll find your flow. It'll be easy once you get into it.
I don't even care if it's hard when I get into it. Like, I don't even, I could be a mess. I could be baffling. Like, honestly, who cares? I just need
Yeah.
to do it and like
Yes.
get there, get into the room. So I did draft a personal statement.
Oh, you
That's
did.
good enough.
Yeah.
There's like, I need to get a COVID vaccine for
Okay.
this thing. There's like other logistical steps I need to do to be able to do this workshop. So I'm chipping away at it. It's at the end of October. So I will report back, but I think that will make me feel very happy.
Yay. That's awesome. And it's good that you're bringing it back to focus. So that's the important
Yeah.
thing. It's not dropped off the list. It's still there. And there's an opportunity for you to cross it off and schedule those steps. So
Yeah.
make sure you find time on your calendar to take care of those steps so that they happen.
Azizi, what is the thing for you? If you, by the end of the year, have accomplished one thing, what's the one accomplishment that would make the biggest difference to your happiness?
So, much like you, the thing that's on my list is the thing that keeps being on my list. It's getting tax advice and just feeling really solid about my strategy for taxes. And actually, I have read some articles. I have put some time and attention. It's just that it is so confusing to me. There's so many variables and factors that don't make sense to me. It's just very complicated to understand. And I'm realizing I need to talk to someone. I need to actually talk to someone. So I did some initial research and now I have some ideas about who I can reach out to just answer questions. So it's the last 100 days of the year and it's time to make a push for those things that are on your list. So much like you, Malika, I also have getting tax advice on my list of 24 for 24, and I want to cross it off. And it
Yes.
is a mindful investment. So that's my focus. But I have two. So
Okay.
I know it said one, but I have two, and I'm going to say the second one. The second one is auditing my closet for fall. So back when we
Mm,
did our Festival of Style, we talked about how maybe quarterly it makes sense, at least twice a year, but maybe even quarterly, to take a deep dive into your closet, see what you have, and just see is there anything that you need for the season that you're heading into. And the weather has finally started to turn here in Southern California. And so I need some to look in my closet and pull out, what are the fall things that I have? What do I need? And do some editing so it's easy to find what I need in the morning. So
mm,
that's also some mindful investment that I'm thinking about related to what I wear.
nice.
Yeah. So here is the question for investing in tools focus. Is there a modest splurge or upgrade that might make your routines or habits easier? A small luxury that makes your day more enjoyable. I'm happy to go first. I am always making mindful, modest splurges. I don't need an invitation to do this. This is something that I always do. And recently I've realized that I'm having challenges with my phone alarm. I set my alarm on my phone. It wakes me up and it's not been an issue, but for some reason, I don't know if it's settings or I'm turning the volume down. For some reason it's not working consistently. And I'm also back in the season where I need to put my phone in the bathroom to charge.
Mm,
So actually I shouldn't have my phone next to me anyway. But I kind of have similar challenges with my iPad. So I just need a real alarm clock. So that's something that I'm thinking about that will upgrade my routine and make it less stressful in the morning.
mm.
What about you, Malika?
Well, I got to get a spinner briefcase,
Yes.
as discussed earlier. I'm also thinking about spinning shoes
Huh.
for my new gym habit. You don't have to have the special shoes, but I have had them in the past and it does make a big difference. It just allows you to pull while you're pedaling, pull and push. And I had shoes once and now they don't fit because of my whole foot journey. It's interesting because I've thought about this like, oh, it would be fun to get new spin shoes. And now that I'm going to this thing, gone to 3 classes now.
Wow. You're a
Um,
spinner.
I'm a spinner. But I feel like, oh, maybe I should make it a treat, like, when I get to 50 classes, then you get the shoes, you
Oh,
know?
yeah.
Or it could just be a motivator, like, "You have the shoes, now use them."
Yeah. get the shoes because
Okay.
you're taking on the identity of someone who spends. This is your new
Yes.
identity now. And I'm sure there's something related to it that could also be a reward for later. If you get
Right.
the shoes now, maybe there's some new gear or workout clothes or
Right.
something that you could get later if you want to use it as a reward.
Okay. So I have one other thing. So the third thing, which is
Yes.
just I've got a holder for my phone in my car that every time I turn, it flips over.
Oh gosh.
It's so silly and so
Wow.
like this is literally something I encounter every day where I have to put the phone back in the thing,
Oh,
which is just come on, just fix it already.
yeah.
And I haven't fixed it and I need to just get something that is going to not do that.
So you're gonna get a spinner briefcase, spinning
Mm.
shoes, and something so that your phone doesn't spin.
Yes,
Yes, a moving phone while you're driving is not a good idea. So definitely
defeats
do
the whole
that.
purpose of having a special holder.
Yeah, and it's distracting
Yeah,
while you're
it's not good.
driving. That's not good. Get all of those things.
Well, let us know how you are doing on your happiness project revisited. If you have any thoughts about our reflections, we would love to hear them. Let's take a break. And when we get back, we will discuss our peaks and valleys.
This episode is brought to you by Nespresso and Samra Origins by the Weekend Coffee Collection.
Introducing Samra Origins. My collaboration with Nespresso is a connection to my roots, to my mother, Samra. Coffee that hits the right notes. It transports you. Crafted with unique notes and bold soaring flavors. Experience a taste that moves you. Nespresso and Samra Origins.
Discover more at Nespresso.com.
And we are back with peaks and valleys because in life, there are always peaks and valleys. Today is an even episode, so Azizi, you are up first with a peak.
My peak is going to the movies. Yesterday, I had a family trip to the movies. It was like a Friday night after work thing. We went to see Transformers, which I'm kind of into the Transformers now. And I'll
Okay.
tell you why. Because at Universal Studios Hollywood, they have these meet and greets with like actual Transformers. And it is so delightful. They're funny, they're warm, but they're tough. And it's funny to see how they interact. I don't know how to describe it. Like, it feels so fun to watch them. I haven't actually taken a photo with the Transformer. You watch the interactions and it's unbelievable. I don't know how they do it. Anyway, so that got me kind of curious about Transformers. Maybe
Mm.
you want to know a little more about it. So there's a movie about their origin story, and I thought this would be fun. And I also wanted to take out my godson. So I shared in an earlier podcast that my best friend, Nobuko, passed away last summer. And she has a son who's my godson. He's 10, and I'm involved in his life in different ways. And so I wanted to take him out to see the movie also, and went with my daughter and my husband. We went to the mall, we got dinner there, and then we saw a movie. It just felt so fun. I forgot how fun it is to just
Mm.
go to the movies. So I remember, Sarah's been talking about it in Happier in Hollywood, and Liz and Sarah talked about the joy of just going to a movie. And I
Yeah.
am going to co-sign that. So I'm going to look for more opportunities to just have a Friday night movie. And yeah, I know Grayson wants to see Beetlejuice. So we'll have a movie date in our future
You don't
to see
sound
that.
excited about Beetlejuice.
Do you remember Beetlejuice?
Yes.
Did you like it?
It was scary for me.
Yes. It was a lot of things were scary for you. I think it was a little bit scary for me too. I'm 6 years older than you, so I was not as scared, but I remember being a little creepy, but also funny. So
Mhm.
anyway, Grayson was a really important movie for him. He has very fond memories of it, so he's been looking forward to seeing it. It's not something that I would just see, but I will definitely see it with him. So that's what I have in my future.
That's fun.
What's your valley?
So my valley is that we have a broken dishwasher
Ooh.
and we saw it. It's been like begging us to put it out of its misery for a while. And we're like, no, it's still good. Like there's been so many times they're like, oh, just run it again,
Uh-huh.
which is like, come on, you don't need to do that with appliances that work. But this has been going on for months and it finally really, really quit. So it just gets everything wet, but it doesn't clean anything or dry
Kind of splashes
anything.
some water around. It's just playing in there.
Yes. And it kind of coincided with the time when Norm was gone, which was also frustrating. Like it died before he left, but it just made that week even more chaotic, just having piles of dishes that I didn't have time to get to.
Yeah.
And so we ordered a new one and it's arrived, but like the delivery service is different than the installation service. So we missed the window to get it installed the same day it was delivered,
Oh,
just sitting on the porch. Like,
oh, that's so much work.
I know. They only come to our area for installations like on a specific day of the week. And anyway, it should happen next week. But I mean, and there have been years of my life that I've lived without a dishwasher, right? You make do, you wash the dishes. We
Yeah.
know how to do this.
Yes.
But I think since having a dishwasher, it just has become like an essential item and it's very hard to have it be broken.
Yeah, that's a valley. That's a legit valley. Sorry for you. Wow. Think of how exciting it's going to be when you have a brand new dishwasher, though. I'm like anticipating that moment for you when you get to
Thank you.
easily run your first load and not have any of the issues. And then you can reference, Happier's guide to dishwashing.
Yes, exactly.
How to load properly.
It'll be nice because the one that we had, it came with the house when we purchased it, and it's an older model. So, like, there are things that the new dishwashers have. They all have this kind of nice top rack for tongs and
Yeah.
spatulas, or like, oh, we can get that, like some new bells and whistles, and it will just work well.
It'll just
You
work.
won't have to cross your fingers when you push the button.
Yes. Okay. I'm happy for you. You have a peek in your future.
Thank you. Yes.
Mhm.
Well, that brings us to the end of our episode. Azizi, let's leave on a happier thought. What are you going to try this week?
I need to cross off the get tax advice off my list
Yes.
and also audit my closet and maybe decorate for fall. So that's a lot
Wait
of
a
things to
minute.
do. Just adding that in there.
Easy.
3 things. Always more than one. I'm sorry.
Oh my goodness.
What about you, Malika?
I'm going to work on my steps to do this acting workshop.
Yes. Good for you.
Thank you so much for listening to this episode. You can find our show notes in the episode description, and they're back on the website as well. If you like us, rate, review, and tell a friend, and don't forget to follow us.
Send us a message at happierladies@gmail.com and tell us something you liked about Happier and Happier in Hollywood this week.
Our show was edited by Magnus Bjorgum, and our theme music was created by Wyatt Muncie.
You can find us on Instagram at happierladies and on the web at happierladies.com.
All right, Azizi, have a happier week.
Have a happier week, Malika.
Bye.
Bye.
This is in my 25 for 25. I talked about this.
It's in your 24 for 24.
Oh, sorry. Goodness, I'm getting ahead of myself.
This podcast is part of the Sound Advice FM network. Sound Advice FM, women's voices amplified.